Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in. So today I'm going to be doing I wanted to share with you, most of you, if you've been on my channel for a while, most of you know that I'm going through a minimalist journey right now. I started to get really interested and wanted to be minimalist a few months ago. It's about 4 or 5 months that I've been doing the whole decluttering and just generally being on my journey to a more minimalistic way of living. So I've learned a few key things, and a lot of you guys in my declutter videos and in my clean with me videos, a lot of you guys are constantly asking me things that are related to the tips that I'm going to be sharing with you today. I thought I would put them in a video and kind of share with you guys and just help you. And a lot of you guys have actually joined me on my minimalist journey. Yay! Welcome, you guys. You encourage me all the time, when you're like, oh my god, your house looks so nice, I'm going as well. Y'all encourage me. So I get days when I'm like, I can't even be bothered, I'm not doing anything. But then you guys send me emails and stuff and tell me how your lives are changing and how you're changing things in your life, and it's such a huge compliment beside it being a huge encouragement. So I wanted to give back to you guys and share with you some of the tips, the most important things that I'm learning on my minimalist journey. The first thing that I wanted to share with you guys is you guys have to constantly, I may look here sometimes I have notes on a page here, so I wanted to make sure that I don't forget to mention anything. The first biggest thing that I've learned on being minimalist and starting on this minimalist journey is that you have to challenge what you know as essentials. A lot of times we are told you need a toaster, you need a blender, you need knives, you need forks, you need 50 different spoons that all do different duties. One of the biggest things that I've learned is that half of the things in my home that I considered an absolute necessity for no apparent reason, because since buying it I've actually never used it, but I have it because everybody says of course you should have breakfast bowls and you should have all these things. I challenge you guys to challenge and question what you have always known as a necessity. Every time you go through day-to-day life and every time you go through things in your kitchen and living, make it a game even with yourself. I have, where you actually question why is this stopping me from being able to easily access that? Do I really need this? I have found that a lot of things that I actually considered a necessity, I didn't actually need in my house. And another thing that I found was that I have doubles of everything. You don't need I had a handheld blender, I had a full a blender, and then I had a juicer, and then I had all of these things do the same job really. And I had multiples of them. Instead of clearing space and making my cleaning job easier and making my kitchen look much prettier and therefore a zen place to be in, I'm in the kitchen and I'm stressing about moving this and moving that and putting things that I don't even use in my face in my day-to-day life. Challenge the things that you know as your essentials. You might find that if you don't use a toaster, you don't like toast, you never ever eat anything toasted, you don't need a toaster, and that's fine. You will find that decluttering and clearing is a lot easier when you challenge yourself and ask yourself why do I need this? I live alone. I didn't need the 59 cups that I had in my cupboards. First of all, it makes it really, really hard for me. Because sometimes I go downstairs and I want a cup of tea. Excuse me. I'll have a cup of tea and I will put the cup in the sink. And then I want another cup of tea or a hot chocolate. And then I'll go up again. Instead of washing the one in the sink, I'll be I wash it. I keep doing that because I had an excess of cups. I could use up to 10 cups and not have to wash it. Problem is when you come to wash those dishes, it's a lot harder, and keeping your house clean and clear is difficult. What I did is I took out all my mugs. Now I'm obsessed with Disney mugs. I absolutely have like an insane love of mugs. I collect them. But what I did is that I took all my cups and I packed them up in a box and I put them away, like in my loft area. It would be a hassle for me to actually think of getting up to my loft to just get another cup. So I end up using the same one cup that I absolutely adore and love. And again, use the things you love. So I end up using that one cup that I adore and love, and I never have dishes. If there's 3 people in your home, you need 3 cups. If there's 2 people in your home, you need 2 cups. Every other excess for when you might have guests or when you might have this, every other excess should be packed up in a box and put away, far away, so it's hard for you to reach them. And in that way, you will have so much less cleaning to do. That is another way that I keep my home really clean as you guys have. You guys always comment like, how do you keep your house clean? That is one of the ways that I keep my house clean. If I'm not using it, I don't need it there. I'm one person, I don't need 50 plates. I'm one person, I don't need 50 cups. A lot of times we just pile things on and it's not necessary. So that's the first tip, you guys. Challenge what you have been told and have known as an essential, including your wardrobe. Constantly say, do I need it? I bought a lot. Again, with my wardrobe, I had like a white shirt. I would never wear a white shirt. My basic, even though every time you go on everybody's like top 10 essential wardrobe essentials, they're not my essentials. Those are your essentials. So always challenge what you are told and what you have in your home and you regard as an essential. A lot of times we don't even think about it. We say everybody has a toaster. Of course I have to get a toaster. You don't have to. The second thing is when you're decluttering, it's especially if you're using KonMari method, which is the method that I used. The KonMari method is basically a method of decluttering where you arrange all things of the same type and go through like each category at a time. So for example, you don't work by room, you work by category of like clothes, kitchenware, shoes, bags, in that manner. And if you're decluttering that way, you will find that like a lot of times if you go exactly according to what the book tells you, it's gonna be a bit more difficult than, because as you start on decluttering journey, there will be things that you will find laying around in your home. There will be things that you are gonna find like around your home, on the floor, whatever. And you want to make sure that you pick those things up every time while you're decluttering your clothes. If you're in the kitchen, you're cooking, you see some few things that you can pack up in a bag and chuck out or take to the charity as you take your clothes to the charity. Do everywhere at that once that you're touching, if that makes sense. As you go about your day-to-day life, apart from the category you're working on, do a quick check, and like declutter that way as well. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is, remember, decluttering tips are not gospel. The KonMari method is there to help you, not to tell you exactly what you need to do. Nobody knows you and your home as well as you know you and your home. So trust yourself. When I read KonMari, I knew Con Marie didn't write that book based on my house. I knew Con Marie didn't come to my home and tell me that method is gonna work for me. When I started on decluttering, there was no possible way that I could take all my clothes and put them all in one place. There was just no way that was possible. There was clothes in my loft, there was clothes downstairs, there was clothes in everywhere around my home. It wasn't going to be possible. I would have ended up frustrated, annoyed, and I wouldn't have done what I have done this day to declutter. So you know you better than everybody. You know your home better than anybody. While decluttering tips are there as a guide, they're not the gospel. Take them, use what you can, and leave what you think won't be practical for you. I went through, if you guys want, I can tell you in detail what I did. Like, I twisted the Marie Kondo method basically, but then came back to it and did it all, but not exactly the way she said it, because it just wasn't going to be possible in my home. So decluttering tips, they're not gospel. Just do what you think is going to work better. Trust yourself. You know you better than anybody else in the world. That's the third tip. The fourth tip is in Marie Kondo's life-changing magic of tidying up. She says that when we clear, we confront who we are. And when I was doing a declutter of this home, it was I didn't expect it to be. But like, decluttering is a way of really getting to know yourself. So if you go through decluttering and like, especially Con Marie method, and you have to hold every item up and kind of ask yourself, does this thing bring me joy? Does this thing add to my value to my life? Why am I keeping this thing? I have gotten to know myself in so many more ways than I can explain in one video to you guys. When we clean, when we tidy, we confront who we are. Like, we face who we are, and we get to know our shopping habits and what we like and what we don't like anymore, what we used to like and what we don't like anymore. It's a process, and there was a lot of things in my home that brought me sadness, and I didn't realize that it was depressing me and making me sad. There are things that like are from like ex-friendships and ex-relationships, and we just tend to keep them around like in the attic. And one thing that the Marie Kondo method, if you do it and you go through decluttering and you finish the Marie Kondo method, my house has been such a much lighter place to be in. I can't explain the feeling. It's like a weight has been lifted. I feel so free in my house. I can't explain it. I wish I could explain it in a better way of explaining to you guys, but it's so freeing. Like, I can't. It's really, really, my home is like light and airy and breezy, and I love my home now. I always did. I always loved my home. I always did. I always decorated. I always loved my home. I'd never felt the freedom to create and the freedom to like think and clear mind, and everything in my home makes me happy and inspires a creative side to me. I love it. So definitely, you guys, when you tidy, make sure to spend time with your things and ask yourself questions. Why are you letting go of it? Is it like something that you loved 2 years ago? You will laugh at how cool you thought something was like, and you bought multiples of them at that time, and now you can't even wear that thing anymore, or you could never use that thing anymore. So yeah, when you tidy, you you confront yourself. It's the best way to get to know yourself. I'm reading, that's why I'm looking now. It's the best way to get to know yourself. One of the best way to get. And when you ask questions like, why do I buy this? What can I live without? What brings me joy? So there you are, guys. And the last thing that I wanted to leave you with is I probably should have started with this, because I want you to go through your declutter journey thinking and really think on this point, guys. There is a certain amount of emptiness. It's a quote, and I can't remember exactly what the quote says, but the general story, like the end to the quote, is there's an amount of emptiness necessary to notice beauty. I always think about this when I'm decorating my bathroom. Like, I will have one thing that really speaks to me, and downstairs in my sitting room, I've tried to arrange things in a way where I have crates on my wall, and there's only one object in that crate. There's a certain amount of empty that is required for you to be able to see beautiful. So pick the pieces that are closest to your heart and display those. And everything else that really not bringing you joy and is really cluttered, you have to get rid of it, pass it on, give it to a sister or somebody, bless somebody with that thing. So I really hope these tips help you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for tuning in. I love you all, and thank you for your the crazy amount of support that I get from you guys. Continue to encourage me, and I hope I do the same for you. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber already. I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah.